I stood near the back of the banquet hall, holding a glass I hadn't touched. Laughter and clinking glasses echoed around me. But all I could hear was the pounding in my chest. Michael's voice cut through everything. "You know what's funny?" he said, his arm draped proudly around Claire. "Ethan had a chance years ago. He saw her every day, and yet he froze. Guess some men just don't know how to act." My jaw tightened. "Michael," my mother warned softly, "let's keep this evening graceful." He smirked at me anyway. "What? It's true. If Ethan wasn't too shy, maybe he'd be the one standing here." Claire shifted uncomfortably. Her green eyes flicked toward me for a split second before she looked down. I forced myself to speak. "I'm happy for you both," Michael chuckled. "Of course you are." My father cleared his throat. "That's enough. Everyone should be celebrating, not bringing up the past." But Michael thrived on being the center of attention. "Relax, Dad. I'm just saying I got the girl. That's how life works. The bold win. The timid, they watch." His words stung more than I cared to admit. I set my glass down, my fingers trembling slightly. "Michael," Claire whispered, her voice low but sharp. "Stop." He kissed her cheek and ignored her warning. "Don't worry, sweetheart. He's fine. Aren't you, Ethan?" I swallowed hard. "I'm fine." But I wasn't. The dinner dragged on, filled with laughter I couldn't join. Claire's gaze lingered on me again and again, like unfinished sentences hanging in the air. I avoided her eyes, afraid of what I might find there. When the night finally ended, I slipped outside for air. The parking lot was quiet, the hum of crickets louder than the echoes of laughter inside. I leaned against my car, trying to breathe. "Ethan," her voice made me turn. Claire stood a few feet away, the soft glow of the street lamp framing her face. She looked beautiful, but also tired. "You shouldn't be out here alone," I said. "I needed to talk to you." I hesitated. "Claire, tonight isn't the time." Her hands trembled slightly as she clasped them together. "I can't keep this inside anymore. I thought I could, but when I saw you tonight, I just couldn't." My heart thudded painfully. "What are you talking about?" Her eyes locked on mine, filled with something raw. "I never stopped loving you." The words hit me like a blow. I stared at her. Don't say that. It's the truth," she whispered. "You were always the one, but you never fought for me. And I was weak. I let Michael pull me in because he made it easier." I shook my head. "Claire, you're marrying him tomorrow." Her voice cracked. "I know, and it's killing me." Anger and longing collided inside me. "Then why say yes to him? Why put us through this?" Tears welled in her eyes. "Because I didn't think you cared. You never said a word, Ethan. You just watched me walk away." The silence between us was unbearable. My chest felt like it was caving in. "I can't undo it now," she continued softly. "But I need you to know. Before everything happens tomorrow, I need you to know you weren't forgotten." I took a step toward her, then stopped. Every part of me wanted to pull her close, to tell her I felt the same, but the image of Michael's smug grin burned in my head. "This isn't fair," I muttered. "Not to me, not to you, not to him." Her lips trembled. "Fair has nothing to do with it. Love never plays fair." I clenched my fists, fighting the storm inside. "Claire, if Michael finds out I don't care, you should." She looked at me for a long, quiet moment. "Maybe I should, but all I care about right now is that you know the truth." Before I could answer, she turned away, her heels clicking softly on the pavement. "Claire," I called after her. She paused, her back to me. The words died in my throat. She shook her head gently, then walked away. Leaving me frozen under the street lamp, I stood there long after she was gone, the night pressing down on me. My chest burned with anger at Michael, sorrow for what I had lost, and confusion over what Claire had just unleashed. For years, I had convinced myself my silence was strength, that watching her move on was noble, that burying my feelings was the right choice, but now I wasn't so sure. Her words repeated in my head, sharp as broken glass. I never stopped loving you. And for the first time, I realized my silence had not only cost me her, it had cost me myself. The church was packed. Every pew filled with family, friends and strangers pretending to care. I sat near the front, trying to ignore the weight of eyes on me. Michael strutted in, smiling like he owned the world. "Looking sharp, huh?" he said to the groomsmen, laughing at his own charm. My mother leaned toward me. "Try to look happier, Ethan. It's your brother's big day." "I'm trying," I muttered. Claire appeared at the doors, the entire room gasping as she walked down the aisle. She looked breathtaking, but her eyes were heavy. Like every step cost her something. Michael whispered loudly, "Damn, that's my bride." The pastor cleared his throat. "We are gathered here today." His voice droned, but my focus stayed on Claire. She glanced at me once, quick and sharp, before lowering her eyes. My chest tightened. When it was time for vows, Michael grinned proudly. "I, Michael Parker, take you, Claire Reynolds, to be my wife." The church applauded lightly. Then it was her turn. Claire's hands shook as she clutched the bouquet. Her voice quivered. "I, Claire Reynolds." She paused, her lips trembling. "Take you, Michael Parker." She stumbled on his name. Michael leaned closer. "Say it," he hissed under his breath. "I." Her voice cracked. I leaned forward instinctively, barely breathing. She swayed, her body tilting toward me. And then her lips brushed my ear. "Ethan," she whispered. My heart stopped. Gasps erupted through the church. Her body went limp, crashing onto the aisle runner. "Claire." Michael shouted, grabbing her shoulders. "Get up! What the hell are you doing?" I froze, my name echoing in my head, echoing in the air. Dozens of eyes turned on me, suspicion sharp and immediate. Michael spun toward me. "You? What did you do?" I didn't," my voice faltered. "Don't just sit there. Help her." He barked, panic and rage spilling together. I knelt beside her, touching her wrist, searching for a pulse. "She's breathing," I whispered, relief flooding me. "Someone call 911. A woman cried. Olivia, her best friend, rushed down the aisle, her heels clattering against the floor. "Move," she snapped at me, shoving me back. She cradled Claire's head gently. "Stay with me, Claire. Stay with me." Her glare cut into me like knives. "What did you say to her?" "Nothing," I said quickly. "I didn't," she said. "Your name," Olivia hissed. I heard it. The church buzzed with whispers. My parents stood stiff, frozen between shock and shame. "Get her to the hospital now." Michael yelled as paramedics burst through the doors. He pointed at me, his voice cracking. "If she doesn't wake up, it's on you." I stumbled back as they lifted Claire onto the stretcher. Her bouquet lay crushed on the floor, petals scattered like broken promises. The paramedics wheeled her out, Olivia clinging to her hand. Refusing to let go, Michael stormed past me, his eyes blazing. "You think this is funny? You think ruining my wedding makes you a man?" I shook my head. "I didn't do anything, Michael." "Bullshit." He spat. "She said your name at the altar." "My altar." My father finally spoke, his voice cold. "Not here. Not now." But Michael ignored him. "Stay the hell away from her, Ethan. I mean it. If she dies," his voice broke for the first time. "If she dies, you're dead to me." The church emptied quickly after that, whispers following me like shadows. I stood frozen, staring at the crushed flowers on the floor. My mother touched my arm briefly, her voice a harsh whisper. "Whatever you've done, fix it." "I didn't do anything," I said again, but no one believed me. Outside, the ambulance wailed into the distance, carrying Claire away. The sound faded, leaving me hollow. Michael shoved me hard as he passed, his face twisted with fury. "You ruined everything. You always ruin everything." I wanted to shout back to defend myself, but the words stuck in my throat. My name still lingered in the air, heavy and undeniable. The guests avoided me, their eyes sharp with judgment. Some muttered under their breath, others shook their heads. Olivia walked past. Her arm looped tightly through another bridesmaid's. She stopped just long enough to glare at me. "If she doesn't make it, I'll never forgive you. I swallowed hard. I didn't hurt her. Then why? She snapped. Was it your name? She said. I had no answer. The church doors closed behind them, leaving me standing in silence, surrounded by scattered petals and abandoned programs. My hands trembled as I tried to steady my breath. Her voice haunted me. That single whisper, soft but undeniable, replayed over and over until it was all I could hear. Ethan. And I couldn't shake the truth. It wasn't a mistake. She had chosen that moment, in front of everyone, to speak my name. I pressed my palms to my face, heat burning in my chest. The image of her falling, the way her body went limp, the terror in her eyes before she collapsed, it all carved itself into me. Michael's rage, Olivia's suspicion, the whispers of the crowd, none of it mattered compared to the weight of her last words. Before darkness claimed her, she hadn't said his name. She had said mine. The fluorescent lights buzzed above me as I paced the waiting room. The smell of antiseptic clung to the air, sharp and suffocating. Michael stormed in, his tie loose, his face twisted with fury. "You!" he shouted, pointing straight at me. "What the hell did you do to her?" I froze. Nothing. Nothing. He shoved me hard in the chest. "She collapsed at our wedding and said your name. You expect me to believe that's nothing?" "Michael." My mother snapped, grabbing his arm. "This is a hospital," he ripped away from her. "Don't defend him. He's been waiting for this moment. I know it." My father's voice was low, firm. "Michael, calm down, calm down." Michael barked. "Claire almost died, and he's standing here like he's innocent." I clenched my fists. "I don't know why she said my name. I swear I didn't do anything." Michael's glare cut into me. "You've always wanted what's mine." "You're pathetic." Before I could answer, a nurse rushed in. "Family of Claire Reynolds?" We all moved at once. "She's stable," the nurse continued. "She's asking for someone." Michael stepped forward. "She want me." The nurse hesitated. "Actually," she asked for Ethan. The air froze. Michael's face turned crimson. "What?" "She said Ethan," the nurse repeated, looking down at her clipboard. "She's weak," but she was clear. My mother gasped. "Oh, God." Michael slammed his fist into the wall, the sound echoing through the hall. "No, she's confused. She doesn't know what she's saying." The nurse glanced nervously at me. "Do you want to see her?" Before I could respond, Michael barked, "No. He's not going in there. I'm her husband. Me." "You're not yet," I muttered under my breath. He spun on me. "What did you say?" My father stepped between us. "Enough. This isn't the time for your rivalry." Michael's hands shook as he ran them through his hair. "You go near her, Ethan, and I swear," a voice called from the room down the hall. Weak, but clear. "Ethan." We all froze. It was her. Michael's jaw dropped. My chest ached as I heard her call my name again, faint but undeniable. I took a step forward, but Michael shoved me back. "No, she's delusional. You're not going near her." "Michael," my mother pleaded, "listen to her. She asked for Ethan. She doesn't know what she's saying." He roared. A doctor stepped out of the room, calm and stern. "Enough noise. I'm Dr. Hayes. She's stable, but fragile. She needs quiet." Michael pointed at me. "Tell him he's not allowed in there." "Tell him." Dr. Hayes eyed us carefully. "She did call for Ethan." Michael's voice cracked. "She doesn't mean it. She can't." Dr. Hayes sighed. "Regardless, she needs rest. None of you can go in right now. She'll be kept under observation." "Doctor," I said quietly. "Is she?" "Okay. She fainted from stress? Possibly dehydration?" he replied. "We'll know more after tests. But right now, she needs calm, not arguments." Michael cursed under his breath and slammed his fist into the wall again, leaving a small dent. "This is your fault," he snarled at me. I shook my head. "I didn't hurt her." "Then why the hell is it your name?" she keeps saying. He shouted. I had no answer. Olivia appeared suddenly, her eyes wild. She marched up to me, shoving me back a step. "What did you do to her?" Nothing. I snapped. She wouldn't be in here if it weren't for you. She hissed. Olivia, she loves Michael, she interrupted, her voice trembling. She chose him. And yet she's calling your name? Do you know what that's doing to him? Michael growled. He doesn't care. My father tried to intervene again. Enough. This isn't helping. But Olivia's eyes bored into me. Tell me the truth, Ethan. Did you say something to her last night? I hesitated. She told me something, but I didn't. Michael shoved me again. What did she tell you? I glared at him, the weight of Claire's whispered confession burning in my chest. That's between her and me. Michael's face twisted in rage. You're done. Do you hear me? Stay away from her. I looked past him down the hall where Claire lay behind closed doors. Her fragile voice still echoed in my head, calling for me. My mother shook her head in disgust. This family will not survive another scandal. I whispered to myself, too quietly for them to hear. Maybe it shouldn't. That seed of anger took root deep inside me then. Michael could scream. Olivia could accuse. My parents could turn their backs. But Claire had called for me, not him. And no matter how much it destroyed me, I couldn't ignore it anymore. Asterisk, the hallway was dim. Hushed, except for the beeping machines echoing faintly from nearby rooms. I waited until the nurse's footsteps faded before pushing Claire's door open. She stirred when I slipped inside. Ethan. Her voice was barely a whisper. It's me, I said quietly, pulling the chair closer to her bed. I shouldn't be here. Her lips trembled. I was afraid you wouldn't come. I had to. I leaned forward. Claire, why did you call my name? Everyone's demanding answers, and I don't even know what to tell them. Her eyes shimmered in the faint light. Because you're the only one I wanted. The words hit me harder than Michael's fists ever could. Claire, tears slid down her cheeks. I couldn't keep pretending. Not anymore. Michael, he used you against me, Ethan. Every time we fought, he'd sneer your name like a weapon. You'll never have Ethan again. He's beneath us. He'll always want what's mine. I clenched my jaw. He said that to you? All the time. She gripped my hand weakly. He wanted me to feel trapped. And I was. The marriage wasn't love, it was business. Family pressure. Uncle George said it was the only way to secure the partnership. Michael knew I was vulnerable. He pushed until I gave in. The name stung. Uncle George was involved? She nodded faintly. He told me it was my duty. He reminded me of my family's debt, my father's health, the company's survival. Michael smiled through it all, acting like he was rescuing me, when in truth, he was caging me. My chest tightened. And you went along with it? Her voice cracked. What choice did I have? My mother begged me not to shame the family. George said, rejecting Michael would ruin everything. They left me no escape. I pressed my forehead against her hand. And all this time, you what about us? Her tears deepened. I loved you. I never stopped. But they made me feel like you weren't an option. That if I chose you, I'd destroy everything my family built. Rage surged through me. Michael knew. He knew you loved me. Yes, she whispered. That's why he hated you. Why he twisted every fight to remind me you were out of reach. He wanted me to believe you'd abandoned me. I shook my head violently. I never left you. He stole you, Claire sobbed, her body trembling against the sheets. I thought maybe I could learn to love him. I tried. God, I tried. But every night when he looked at me, I felt emptier. And every time he said your name, it cut deeper. That's why I called for you. Because in that moment, when I thought I was dying, the truth broke free. I only wanted you. My chest burned with a mix of grief and fury. He didn't just betray me. He destroyed you. Yes. Her fingers tightened around mine. But Ethan, you can't confront him. You don't know how dangerous he is. I stared at her. Dangerous. He's just a spoiled liar. She said firmly, though her voice shook. He's worse. You think his temper is all there is, but there's more. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to crush. He'll ruin you if you stand in his way. He'll ruin me too. I swallowed the bile rising in my throat. Then what am I supposed to do? Watch while he parades you as his prize? She squeezed my hand desperately. Promise me you won't go after him. Not directly. Not yet. I can't promise that, I muttered, standing. Not after what he's done. Her eyes pleaded with mine. Ethan, please. If you fight him now, he'll tear you apart. He has allies. He has George. And he has my family's name. You're not ready. The words stung, but I knew she was right. So what? I just wait while he controls you. Not forever, she whispered. But until you're strong enough to win. Promise me. I gritted my teeth. I don't make promises I can't keep. She let out a broken sob. Then at least swear you'll be careful. Swear you'll survive this. I looked into her tear-stained face, and for the first time, I felt the depth of Michael's cruelty. This wasn't only my battle. It was hers too. I bent close, my voice trembling. I swear I won't let him win. Not in the end. Her lips quivered into the faintest smile. That's all I needed to hear. The door creaked suddenly. I pulled back as footsteps approached. Uncle George stepped inside, his cane tapping the tile. His eyes narrowed when he saw me. You shouldn't be here, Ethan. I straightened. And yet, here I am. George's gaze hardened. Leave her. She needs rest. Claire's grip tightened around my hand. Don't, but George's voice cut like steel. Now, I pulled away reluctantly, my chest heavy with unspoken words. As I stepped past him, his whisper followed me. Michael will always come first. Remember that. I kept walking, but inside me the vow I had made only burned brighter. Michael slammed the front door so hard the walls shook. You think I don't see it? He barked, storming into the living room where my parents sat. You think I'm blind? Mother stiffened. Michael, lower your voice. The neighbors forget the neighbors. Michael snapped, jabbing a finger at me. It's him. Always him. Claire says his name in a hospital bed, and you expect me to believe nothing's going on? I clenched my fists. You're twisting this. Am I? His laugh was sharp. Tell them, Ethan. Tell them you didn't sneak into her room when I wasn't there. My chest tightened. She asked for me. I went because she was terrified. That's it. Michael stepped closer, his face inches from mine. Liar. You've been waiting for me to fall, haven't you? Waiting so you could crawl back into her arms? Enough. Father's voice cut through, steady but heavy. This is our home. You won't disgrace it with shouting. Disgrace. Michael scoffed. He's the disgrace. He's the reason my wife won't look me in the eye. Admitted, Ethan. You want her. Swallowed hard, refusing to give him the satisfaction. What I want is for you to stop pretending you own her. Michael's eyes blazed. Say that again? Mother rose quickly, her hand on his arm. Michael, stop this madness. The family's reputation is already hanging by a thread. Do you want the papers sniffing around? Do you want whispers at church? This isn't about reputation, I said coldly. This is about the way you treat her. Mother's gaze snapped to me. Don't you dare take that tone. You think you're protecting her? You're tearing this family apart. Loyalty comes first. Always. Loyalty. I scoffed. What about truth? Father sighed, rubbing his temples. Ethan, walk away. Before it's too late. I turned toward him. So I'm supposed to stay silent while he destroys her? While he destroys everything? Michael smirked. You always were the weak one. Hiding in corners, reading books, watching while I built something real. Now you want to play hero? I want justice, I shot back. Justice. He laughed bitterly. You wouldn't know how to fight me if you tried. Try me. The room froze at my words. Mother's voice trembled with fury. You'll ruin us, Ethan. You'll ruin yourself. Stop before this goes too far. But something inside me had already shifted. Silence had been my prison, and tonight I felt the lock snap. Emily appeared in the doorway, her eyes wide. What's happening? Michael whirled on her. Stay out of this. She flinched, but stood firm. I heard everything. Her eyes darted to me. Ethan, is it true? Are you and Claire know? I said quickly. But she's not safe with him. Michael roared. Don't you dare fill her head with lies. Emily's voice cracked. Then prove it, Michael. Because right now, all I see is you screaming like a madman, Mother gasped. Emily. But Emily didn't back down. Her gaze moved between us, trembling yet resolute. I don't know who to believe anymore. But I know Ethan wouldn't stand up like this unless something was very, very wrong, Michael sneered. You'll regret choosing his side, she whispered. I haven't chosen any side. I just want the truth. Silence pressed down like a weight. Finally, Father spoke again, softer this time. Ethan, listen to me. Your brother. He's dangerous. If you push him, he'll drag you under with him. Walk away while you can. I shook my head slowly. No, not this time. Michael's grin was poisonous. Then you'd better be ready. Because I don't lose, he stormed upstairs, the echo of his footsteps like war drums fading into silence. Mother collapsed into her chair, muttering prayers under her breath. Father stared at the floor, defeated. Emily lingered, her eyes wet. I turned to her. You know I didn't want this, she bit her lip. Then why does it feel like the beginning of something none of us can stop? Her words followed me as I slipped into my room, closing the door quietly behind me. For the first time, I opened Michael's desk drawer where he kept his briefcase, the one he thought I never noticed. Inside were documents, contracts, debts, numbers that didn't add up. I whispered to myself, so this is what you've been hiding? The truth was there, tangled in ink and lies. And I knew then I wasn't walking away. Asterisk, the clinking of silverware was the only sound as we sat around the long oak table. Mother had insisted on this dinner, hoping to patch the fracture splitting us apart. But the tension was thick enough to choke on. Michael raised his glass with a smirk. To family, the only thing that matters, right? I muttered. Some of us remember that better than others. He chuckled. There he goes again, the philosopher. Tell me, Ethan, do you ever get tired of hiding behind clever words while the rest of us actually live? Mock me all you want, I said, but at least I don't destroy everything I touch. Mother slammed her fork down. Enough, both of you. Michael ignored her. He leaned back, swirling his wine. Speaking of destruction, Claire, poor thing. She's always been fragile. Damaged goods, really. Can't even make it through vows without collapsing. Pathetic, don't you think? My chair screeched as I stood. Don't you dare call her that. Father's voice boomed. Sit down, Ethan. But I didn't. Say whatever you want about me, Michael, but don't disrespect her. Michael grinned wickedly. Touchy, aren't we? Almost like you care a little too much. Maybe because someone has to, I snapped. Gasps rippled around the table. Emily pushed her plate aside. He's right. You treat Claire like a possession, not a person. It's disgusting. Michael's smile vanished. Careful, Emily. Don't forget who pays your tuition. Her eyes flashed, then cut me off. At least I'll still have my dignity, Mother cried out. Stop this madness. Do you want to rip this family apart in one night? Michael sneered. Don't worry, Mother. The family's fine. My deals keep us afloat. Father frowned. What deals exactly? Michael raised his brows. Oh, just opportunities. High-return ventures. The kind Ethan could never dream of. Investors trust me because I deliver. They trust you because you lie well, I said coldly. His jaw tightened. Careful, brother, Emily whispered. He's hiding something, Dad. I've seen the calls. He's desperate. Michael slammed his fist on the table, making glasses rattle. Say another word, and I'll make sure you regret it. Emily shrank back, but I stepped between them. Threaten her again and see what happens. The room froze. Michael's eyes bored into mine, but he finally leaned back, smirking. Always playing the hero. Too bad heroes don't win. Mother buried her face in her hands. Father muttered, God help us. The dinner ended in silence, each of us retreating to our corners of the house. Later, as I stepped outside for air, Olivia appeared from the shadows. Her arms were crossed, her expression sharp. I didn't come here to eat, she said. I came to talk to you. I frowned. About what? Claire. Her voice was tight. I don't trust your brother. I never have. And after tonight, I'm certain her collapse wasn't an accident. The words chilled me. What are you saying? She glanced back at the lit windows, then lowered her voice. Think about it. Claire was fine until the wedding. Suddenly she's weak, fainting, confused. Doesn't add up. He's poisoning her, Ethan. Slowly, stomach dropped. That's insane, is it? She challenged. You saw how he talked about her. Damaged? Pathetic? That's not love. That's possession. And men like him don't stop until they own everything or destroy it. Shook my head, trying to breathe. You can't just accuse him of that without proof. Her eyes were fierce. Then get proof. Because if you don't, she won't survive this. The night air felt colder than ever. Why are you telling me? Because she trusts you, Olivia said softly. She's always trusted you. And I'd rather see her with you than in a grave because of him. I swallowed hard, my voice shaking. If you're right, then Claire's life is already in danger. Yes, she whispered. And so is yours. A black sedan pulled up, and a tall man stepped out. His presence was commanding, his suit crisp, his gaze sharp. Detective Marcus Grant. He introduced himself, flashing a badge. I need a word with you, Ethan Parker. My heart pounded. What's this about? Claire Reynolds, he said. There are questions about her collapse, and your name keeps coming up. Olivia stiffened beside me. He's wasting his time. The real danger is inside that house. Grant's eyes narrowed. I'll decide that. Ethan, tomorrow morning station, don't be late. He turned and walked back to his car, leaving the weight of suspicion hanging heavy in the night. Olivia touched my arm. See, the walls are closing in. Michael's mask is cracking. Don't let him drag you down with him. I stared at the house, every window glowing like a watchful eye. If he's hurting her, I'll find out. And I'll stop him, she whispered. Then you'd better hurry. Time isn't on your side. As the car disappeared and Olivia faded into the darkness, my mind spun. Poison, lies, and now the police. For the first time, I wondered if I'd already stepped into a game I couldn't win. Olivia paced my living room, arms folded tight. You can't fight him head-on. He's too slippery. You need to set a trap. I nodded slowly. Then help me build one. Her eyes flickered. What do you have in mind? I'll feed him false information, I said. If he's poisoning Claire, he'll react when he thinks the hospital has evidence. Olivia raised a brow. Dangerous, but clever. What's the bait? Fake test results, I whispered. I'll make it look like they've discovered toxins in her blood. She smirked. If he panics, we'll know. That night, I slipped the forged paper into Claire's hospital file, where Michael would eventually snoop. The next morning, I walked into the hospital room. Claire's pale face lit weakly when she saw me. Ethan, she breathed, I can't. Keep fighting him. Please, save me. I gripped her hand. I will. I swear it. Tears welled in her eyes. If he finds out you're helping me, he'll destroy you. Then let him try. She squeezed my fingers. Promise me. Don't let him win. I won't. Just then, Michael stormed in. His eyes darted to Claire, then to me. What the hell are you doing here again? She asked me, I said calmly. He sneered. She doesn't know what she wants. I shot back. Maybe she just doesn't want you. He lunged forward, but caught sight of the paper sticking out from her chart. His face drained as he yanked it free. What's this? He muttered, scanning it. His lips tightened. Lies. Absolute lies. Claire coughed weakly. What lies, Michael? He crumpled the paper in his fist. Don't you dare question me, I smirked. Why so nervous? He snarled. You planted this, didn't you? Funny, I said. If it's fake, why are you so scared? His eyes burned holes through me. Without another word, he stormed out. Olivia slipped in minutes later. He took the bait, didn't he? I nodded. Now we wait to see what he does. Later that evening, I sat across from Detective Grant at the station. I slid a folder toward him. What's this? He asked. Michael's financials. Debts, offshore accounts, money funneled through shell companies. He's desperate. Grant flipped through the papers, his brow furrowing. Where'd you get this? I hesitated. He's careless when he thinks no one's watching. Oh, Grant leaned back. Even if this is legit, it proves fraud, not attempted murder. I leaned forward. Don't you see? He's drowning in debt. If Claire dies, he inherits everything. That's motive. Grant rubbed his chin. It's circumstantial. And make it enough to dig deeper, I pressed. Because if you don't, she's dead. He studied me for a long moment before nodding. I'll keep an eye on him. But don't cross the line, Ethan. If you do, I can't protect you. When I returned home, Emily was waiting. She looked nervous. Mom and Dad are furious, she said. They think you're tearing the family apart, I sighed. I'm not the one doing that. She bit her lip. I believe you. I've seen the way he acts when he thinks no one's looking. He scares me. I placed a hand on her shoulder. Thank you, Emily. I need you on my side. She nodded.
Always.
But promise me don't let him hurt you. I whispered. I can't promise that. The next day, Claire's condition worsened. Machines beeped, her breaths shallow. I sat at her bedside, my heart breaking. Ethan, she whispered, please. Don't let me disappear. I swallowed hard. You're not going anywhere. I won't let him take you from me again. No? Tears slid down her cheeks. I'm so tired. Then rest. I'll fight for you. Her eyes closed, but her hand remained wrapped around mine. That night Olivia called. He's making moves, she said quickly. I followed him. He met with a man in a parking lot, looked like an exchange. Now, what did you see? An envelope. Cash, I think. He's cleaning up his mess. I gritted my teeth. Then we tightened the trap. Careful, Ethan, she warned. If you push too hard, he'll snap. Good, I muttered. Let him snap. When I hung up, Emily appeared in the doorway. She had tears in her eyes. Why are you doing this? She asked softly. Because someone has to, I answered. She whispered, then promise me something. What? That when this ends, you'll still be my brother. Not just a man consumed by revenge. I hesitated, my throat tight. I'll try. But deep down, I wasn't sure if I could keep that promise. The hall glimmered with lights, laughter, and forced smiles. Michael's second reception was a spectacle, but beneath the polished surface, tension throbbed like a live wire. I stood near the center, heart pounding, knowing tonight everything would break. Emily leaned close. Are you sure about this? I whispered, it has to end here. From across the room, Michael spotted me. His smirk widened. Well, look who dragged himself in. Come to congratulate me? I forced a smile. Actually, I came to ask you something. In front of everyone? Gasps rippled as the music died. Guests turned toward us. Michael's jaw tightened. What game are you playing? No game, I said clearly. Just truth, my mother's voice cut through. Ethan, not now. I ignored her. Michael, tell everyone what Claire really means to you. His eyes narrowed. Careful. I stepped closer. Do you love her? Or was she just a pawn? He barked a laugh. You think you can shame me here? In front of my family? Yes, I said, my voice steady. Because you've already shamed yourself. His composure cracked. You want honesty? Fine. I never loved her. She was weak, broken, damaged goods. But her name, her family, her money, those I wanted. Status, Ethan, power. That's what Claire was worth. The room erupted with horrified whispers. Emily gasped. My father's face drained of color. Claire's trembling voice rose from behind me. Michael, how could you? He sneered. Don't act surprised. You knew deep down. Why else would I stay with someone so pathetic? I lunged forward, fists clenched, but Emily held me back. Don't, she whispered. Detective Grant stepped out from the crowd, badge flashing. That's enough, Michael. Who the hell invited you? I did, I said coldly. And he's here with evidence. Shh. Grant held up a folder. Fraud. Money laundering. Poisoning attempts. Michael's face twisted. Lies. All lies. Then why does your handwriting match the prescriptions? Why do your accounts link to stolen funds? Grant shot back. Guests gasped. My mother shook her head, whispering, "No, not my son," Michael roared, pointing at me. "You did this. You set me up." I met his glare. "You destroyed yourself." Two officers surged forward. Michael fought, shouting, "Betrayal. Ethan, you'll pay for this. You'll regret crossing me." They dragged him back, his voice echoing like poison in the glittering hall. The silence that followed was deafening. My father whispered, "Broken, my boy. My son." Claire swayed, her hand clutching her chest. "Ethan?" I caught her as she collapsed, her fragile weight crumpling into my arms. "Claire, stay with me, please." Her eyelids fluttered. "You saved me? I'll always save you." My mother sobbed quietly. Emily gripped her hand, tears streaking her cheeks. Grant approached me gently. "She needs rest. We'll get her to a doctor." I nodded, my voice thick. "But it's over, isn't it?" "He's done." Grant's jaw tightened. "He'll face justice. Thanks to you." As paramedics lifted Claire onto a stretcher, Michael's voice still rang in my head, twisted, venomous. But she was alive, and he was gone. For the first time, hope flickered. And for the first time, my parents finally saw who their son really was. The house felt colder than it ever had. Silence pressed against the walls, thicker than the storm outside. My mother's voice finally shattered it. "You destroyed him, Ethan," she said, her tone sharp as glass. "You ruined your brother." I looked at her, my chest heavy. "He ruined himself." Her hands trembled. "You exposed him. You didn't protect him? Protect him?" I snapped. "After what he did to Claire? To all of us." She turned away, her shoulders rigid. "A family stands together no matter what. A family." I laughed bitterly. "You call that loyalty? Or blindness?" My father sat in the corner, silent, eyes fixed on the floor. I finally asked, "Dad, do you agree with her?" He didn't look up. His voice was low. "I warned you to walk away. You didn't listen, so you blame me too," I said. He sighed. "I blame fate and choices. All of ours." Swallowed hard. "That's not an answer." Emily stood between us, her voice shaking. "Stop, both of you. Can't you see what this has done to him?" She pointed at me. "Michael's gone, but Ethan's still here, and you'd rather crucify him than face the truth." "Enough, Emily," my mother snapped. "No," Emily shot back. "I'm done being quiet. You protected Michael all my life. Look what that cost us." The room fell into silence again, except for the rain tapping the windows. Later, in Claire's hospital room, the air smelled of antiseptic and rain-soaked air. She stirred as I entered. "Ethan?" she whispered. I sat beside her, lowering my voice. "How do you feel?" "Weak, tired, but free." Her words cracked something in me. I thought I'd feel the same. But I don't. She frowned softly. "What do you mean?" "I thought revenge would heal me. That if I exposed him, if I destroyed him, it would fix everything he took from me. From us. But all it did was burn everything down." Her hand brushed mine, trembling. "You saved me." "I saved you from him," I said. "But not from me. From my silence all those years. From my cowardice." Her eyes shimmered with tears. "Don't punish yourself for surviving. Da-da-da-da." I exhaled. "Then why do I feel so empty?" "Because grief doesn't disappear with justice," she whispered. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Rain streaked the glass, gray against the fading light. A nurse entered briefly. Adjusting her Claire squeezed my hand before drifting back to sleep. I stayed, staring at her fragile frame, until Emily slipped inside. "She asked for you again?" Emily murmured. "I know," I said quietly. "She still trusts me, after everything. Because you're the only one who never abandoned her." I shook my head. I abandoned myself. That's just as bad. Hey. Emily touched my shoulder. Stop tearing yourself apart. Michael's the one who poisoned her, not you. Her words should have comforted me, but they only deepened the hollow ache. A week later, an envelope arrived. Michael's handwriting, jagged and furious, glared back at me. Emily hovered as I opened it. You're really going to read that? I have to, I said. The letter was venom on paper. You think you won? You think you saved anyone? You betrayed me, Ethan. You stole everything from me. I'll never forgive you. You'll carry this forever. I folded the letter and set it aside without replying. Are you going to answer him? Emily asked. No, I said firmly. He wants me to keep fighting him, even from prison. I won't give him that satisfaction. Emily smiled faintly. That's the first smart thing I've heard in weeks. I chuckled bitterly. Took me long enough. The days passed, slow and heavy. My mother barely spoke to me. My father drifted in silence, a ghost in his own house. Emily stayed close, my only anchor. One evening, I sat again by Claire's bedside. Her eyes fluttered open, and for the first time in weeks, she smiled, weak but real. Why are you looking at me like that? She asked softly. Because your smile feels like the first sunrise after a storm, I whispered. She laughed faintly. That's poetic, Ethan. Maybe, or maybe it's just the truth. Her hand tightened around mine. Then hold on to that. Not the ashes he left behind. Just this. I nodded, though part of me still struggled to believe. Yet in that moment, her fragile smile gave me something revenge never could. Hope *, the church doors creaked open. And for a moment, I forgot to breathe. The same walls that once echoed with panic and betrayal now shimmered with music and light. My palms sweated as I stood waiting at the altar. Emily leaned close, whispering, You look like you're about to pass out. I laughed nervously. Maybe I am. You're not the one walking down the aisle, she teased, squeezing my arm. I whispered back, Feels like I am. The guests murmured softly, faces turned toward the entrance. And then I saw her, Claire, dressed in white, moving slowly but steadily, her eyes locked on mine. Emily nudged me. Still think you're dreaming? I whispered. I did for months. But this is real. As Claire walked closer, my chest tightened. My mind flashed back to the first wedding, her stumble. The whisper of my name, the collapse that shattered everything. This time, she stood tall. When she reached me, she whispered, Hi, I grinned. Hi, that's all you've got. Her lips curved. You look terrified. I am, I admitted. Terrified of losing this. You won't, she said firmly, her fingers brushing mine. Not this time. Pastor Harris cleared his throat. Shall we begin? The ceremony moved forward, words blending with memories. I barely heard the vows until it was my turn. My hands shook as I spoke. I once thought silence kept me safe, I said, my voice trembling. But silence cost me everything. Today, I promise I'll never hide again. Not from you. Not from us. Claire's eyes filled with tears. When it was her turn, she held my hands tighter. I once thought strength meant surviving pain, she whispered. But I learned strength is choosing love, even when it scares you. Ethan, I choose you. Always. Her words hit me harder than any storm. Pastor Harris smiled. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Cheers erupted, but all I heard was Claire whispering, Ethan. I leaned closer. Say it again, Ethan, she whispered, steady and sure. It was no longer a cry for help. It was a promise. We walked down the aisle together, hands entwined. Outside, the rain had stopped, leaving the sky washed clean. Emily caught up with us, wiping her eyes. You did it, she said. You actually did it. Claire smiled at her. We all did. My mother stood near the church steps, her face pale, uncertain. For a moment I thought she'd turn away, but then she whispered, Take care of her. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was something. My father stood beside her, silent, but his eyes met mine with quiet acceptance. Olivia approached, smirking faintly. "Well, I didn't think I'd ever see this day." "Neither did I admitted. "Don't screw it up," she warned. Then hugged Claire. Guests spilled out, laughter filling the air. But I only focused on Claire, her hand gripping mine like an anchor. She leaned against me. "Do you remember that night in the hospital?" "Which one?" I asked. "The one where I told you I never stopped loving you." I nodded. "I've replayed it 1,000 times. I meant every word," she said softly. I kissed her forehead. "And I'll spend the rest of my life proving I believe it." We stepped into the car waiting for us. As it pulled away, Claire laughed lightly. "Why are you laughing?" I asked. "Because I almost married your brother," she said, shaking her head. "And now I'm married to the man I should have chosen all along." The words stung and healed all at once. "I should have fought for you sooner." She touched my cheek. "You fought when it mattered most." The city blurred past the windows, sunlight breaking through clouds. My chest eased for the first time in years. Claire whispered again, almost playfully, "Ethan." I chuckled. "Are you going to keep saying my name all day?" "Maybe," she teased. "I like the way it feels now." Her smile glowed brighter than the sun outside. I took her hand, kissed it gently, and whispered back, "Then don't stop." Because for the first time, her voice wasn't laced with fear, pain, or desperation. It was love. Pure, unbroken love. And as the church faded behind us, I knew the story hadn't ended in ashes. It had only just begun.